Okay, this is a demo of a ThinLinx TLX OS operating system version 4.50 booting on a Raspberry Pi 3B Plus. And the unique thing about this is we're actually also powering and booting up a second display using a Raspberry Pi Zero. So you'll see that come up in a minute. The Raspberry Pi Zero does not have a SD card. The only connection to the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus is via a USB cable on the USB on the go port. So the Raspberry Pi Zero is powered using the power over the USB cable, and it's also networked to it over the USB cable. And the operating system that we use is a very cut down version of TLX OS. It's only 7 megabytes, and now that's booted up, so we've got a dual screen capability. At the moment this only works with Citrix HDX. In the future we imagine that VMware and other companies will have solutions like Horizon Blast for dual display, but at the moment Citrix HDX is the only option that we have. Okay, now we're going to log into a dual screen Windows 10 session by clicking on the Windows 10 CTX icon here. So you can see Windows 10 is coming up on the primary display. Your secondary display is now also up, and it's connected to a Raspberry Pi Zero. Here's our Windows 10 session. So we'll launch, let me see, what should we play? How about something colourful like this particular video? So this is a YouTube video, so it's on the main display. I'll go full screen with it. You can see full screen performance is very good. That's on the primary display. Now I'll drag it over to the other. I'll just press escape and then drag it over to the secondary display, which is the Raspberry Pi Zero, and then I'll go full screen on the Raspberry Pi Zero. You can see the performance is fantastic on either display, and I may have to say Citrix have done a great job with the dual screen Raspberry Pi Zero capability. But what makes it happen for ThinLinx is our tiny 7 megabyte operating system that we boot over the USB cable to the Raspberry Pi Zero, so there's no SD card required on the Raspberry Pi Zero, and the Raspberry Pi Zero is powered by the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus, so there's no power supply required either. So this is a great solution for anyone wanting a low cost dual screens solution using Raspberry Pi 3B Plus and a Raspberry Pi Zero. So ThinLinx will be shipping a solution for US $99, which includes the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus, a licensed version of it running TLX OS, and an adapter which includes the Raspberry Pi Zero integrated into it, and the cables required, USB cable plus the video adapter cable, HDMI mini to HDMI normal. And I think it's a great solution for $99 US. So that it's going to be sold by ThinLinx as a hardware solution. It's about 50% lower than our competitors. So please have a look at it. It should be available in the next month or so. Thank you. So here's the hardware. I've got it outside of a box so you can see that what we've got here. So here's the Raspberry Pi Zero and look at the SD card slot. There's no SD card in it. And you can see there's just the USB cable plugged in to the USB on the go port, and you can see alongside that say Raspberry Pi 3B Plus, and the USB cables running from one of the USB ports there across, here it is, to the Raspberry Pi Zero, and the only other connector plugged in is a mini HDMI and HDMI connector. So if I scroll out, you'll be able to see that this is indeed providing a dual screen solution. The actual load on the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus while playing a movie like this is a bit less than 10%, and on the Raspberry Pi Zero less than 5%. A great solution. We've got a real-time Media Engine and Citrix solution coming up as well as part of this package, so you'll be able to get a Raspberry Pi 3B Plus in a box, Raspberry Pi Zero in a box with a dual screen solution and the real-time Media Engine, which is Skype for Business basically, all for $99 for the complete package plus freight. So keep an eye on the ThinLinks website for the announcement for this hardware availability. Thank you.